Antarctica has long been a land shrouded in mystery, a frozen frontier that has drawn explorers, scientists, and adventurers into its vast, unforgiving expanse. Since its tentative discovery in the 1770s by Captain Cook, and later sightings in the early 1800s, this icy continent has been synonymous with extreme challenges, cutting-edge innovation, and sometimes spectacular failure. In an effort to conquer and claim this seemingly unclaimable land, nations have pushed the boundaries of technology and human endurance. Among these ambitious projects, none is quite as paradoxical or as legendary as the Antarctic snow cruiser, a machine born of hope and desperation, celebrated for its audacious design even as it ultimately fell short of its promise. For nearly 2 centuries, explorers had attempted to chart Antarctica's hidden corners. Early expeditions relied on the strength of human endurance, dog sleds, and rudimentary motorized equipment that often failed in the face of the continent's relentless cold and treacherous landscapes. It was in this climate of ambition and repeated failure that American ingenuity sought a breakthrough, a machine that could not only traverse, but also serve as a mobile base in one of the harshest environments on Earth. In the late 1930s, as geopolitical tensions mounted and the global balance of power shifted, the United States decided that if it was to stake a claim in Antarctica, it would do so with a show of technological prowess. With a nation on the brink of a new era of exploration and scientific discovery, the concept of a mobile, self-sufficient base capable of withstanding the extreme conditions of the South Pole was both revolutionary and daring. Under the directive of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the United States Antarctic Service expedition was conceived in 1939. The centerpiece of this expedition was a vehicle that defied conventional wisdom, a 37-ton behemoth known as the Antarctic Snow Cruiser. The machine was envisioned as a mobile fortress that could support a small crew on long-duration missions, allowing them to live, work, and sleep in isolation for an entire year without resupply. Designed by engineers at Chicago's Armour Institute of Technology, the snow cruiser was an engineering marvel on paper, stretching 55 feet in length and 25 feet in width. The vehicle boasted an array of advanced features that were meant to address the unique challenges posed by the Antarctic landscape. Its innovative design included enormous 10-foot-tall rubber wheels mounted on a diesel-electric hybrid drivetrain. Rather than driving the vehicle through conventional mechanical linkages with complex drive shafts and gearboxes, power from the diesel engines was fed directly into electric motors housed within each wheel hub. This not only promised to free up valuable space for storage and living quarters, but was also expected to yield a simpler, inside the cavernous body of the snow cruiser, every detail was meticulously planned to support long-term habitation on the frozen continent. The design featured a control cabin equipped with navigation instruments, a machine shop for on-the-spot repairs, and a combined galley and darkroom, which hinted at the need for scientific documentation of their journey. Engineers had anticipated that the cruiser would be more than just a mode of transportation. It was to serve as a fully self-contained expedition base. There was even an innovative provision for aerial reconnaissance. Mounted atop the snow cruiser was a cradle designed for a biplane, intended to scout ahead, map the rugged terrain, and help locate safe pathways through the seemingly endless icy wilderness. Public excitement was palpable as the cruiser rolled out of its assembly plant on October 24, 1939. Crowds gathered along the American highways, watching with bated breath as the massive machine embarked on its cross-country shakedown journey from Chicago to Boston. This transit was not merely a test run, it was a spectacle that symbolized hope, technical innovation, and national pride in an era when the United States was poised to step onto the global stage of Antarctic exploration. Yet, as is often the case with groundbreaking projects that are rushed to meet tight deadlines, unforeseen problems began to emerge almost immediately. The journey to Boston, intended to take only 8 days, proved to be a national sensation fraught with unexpected challenges. In Fort Wayne, Indiana, inclement weather and heavy rains rendered the roads so treacherous that progress ground to a halt. As the cruiser navigated these unpredictable conditions, it encountered mechanical difficulties, a hydraulic line failure here, a minor fender bender there, that collectively painted a picture of a machine not quite ready for the unforgiving reality of its intended environment. The adventure in Antarctica, however, quickly turned from high hopes to stark reality. The very design elements that had once promised an unparalleled ability to conquer ice fields began to reveal their fatal flaws. In January 1940, the snow cruiser encountered conditions for which it had never been adequately tested. The biting cold, unpredictable snow cover, and the rough, uneven surface of the ice proved to be an unyielding adversary. The cruiser's enormous, smooth rubber tires, originally intended to absorb shock and traverse cracks and crevasses, instead spun helplessly on the icy surface. Even the innovative feature allowing its wheels to retract, designed to enable the machine to slide over obstacles, could not compensate for the overwhelming lack of traction. In a desperate bid to remedy these issues, the expedition team experimented with various modifications. They attached chains to the tires and even doubled up on wheels at the front of the vehicle to increase grip. Despite these efforts, it soon became evident that the snow cruiser's weight was a critical liability. With a design that distributed its immense 37-ton mass unevenly across the chassis, the cruiser was effectively too heavy to benefit from its own technological innovations. As the harsh reality of the situation became unmistakable, the expedition team was forced to confront a bitter truth. The Antarctic snow cruiser, with all its promise and advanced engineering, was unable to fulfill its designed purpose. No matter how many modifications were attempted, the cruiser could not overcome the combined effects of its underpowered diesel-electric drivetrain and inadequate traction systems. Instead of serving as a mobile base from which to explore vast expanses of uncharted territory, it was relegated to serving as a stationary laboratory, a relic of ambition that could no longer move beyond its initial footprint on the ice. In the years that followed, the fate of the snow cruiser became a subject of fascination and speculation. In 1946, during Operation High Jump, a large-scale American expedition to Antarctica, the abandoned base where the cruiser had been stationed was revisited. To the amazement of the expedition team, the colossal vehicle was found remarkably well preserved, its interior still containing remnants of its once bustling life. Scattered papers, magazines, and even cigarettes lay undisturbed as if frozen in time. For a fleeting moment, hope sparked that perhaps with minimal repairs, the great machine might be revived. Yet, as history would have it, nothing further was done, and the cruiser was once again left to the merciless grip of the Antarctic ice. The mystery of the snow cruiser did not end with its abandonment. Over the decades, conspiracy theories and legends have grown around the fate of this colossal vehicle. Some speculated that the Soviets might have recovered and reverse-engineered it for their own purposes, while others believed that the cruiser was still hidden somewhere beneath shifting ice fields, or even adrift on an iceberg, slowly making its way toward the ocean floor. In February 1963, for instance, a U.S. Navy icebreaker reported sighting a mysterious streak of black amid the brilliant whites and blues of the Ross Seas icebergs. Although the subsequent helicopter inspection failed to gain entry to an abandoned station on a nearby iceberg, tantalizing clues such as fabric, equipment, and even bamboo marker poles hinted at the possibility that fragments of the past might still be traveling the frozen seas. What remains indisputable is that the Antarctic snow cruiser, despite its technical failures and ultimate abandonment, has secured a place in the annals of exploration history. Its design was audacious, a culmination of optimism, ingenuity, and a willingness to gamble on untested technologies in the face of nature's most extreme challenges. The sheer scale of the machine, its state-of-the-art features, such as the diesel-electric hybrid system and retractable wheels, and its initial promise to provide a self-sustaining base for long-term exploration, all contributed to an enduring legend. Over time, the cruiser has come to symbolize both the boundless ambition and the harsh realities of human endeavor in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth. Today, as researchers continue to monitor the shifting ice sheets, and as new expeditions set their sights on the frozen continent, with advanced vehicles and satellite technology, the memory of the snow cruiser endures. It serves as a symbol of a bygone era, a time when explorers risked everything on the hope that human ingenuity could overcome the might of an uncontrollable alien environment. The legacy of the cruiser reminds us that every failure bears the seeds of future success, and that sometimes even the most ambitious ideas must yield to the power of nature. And so, as we look back at this incredible chapter of technological ambition, we find not only a story of a machine that was ahead of its time, but also a poignant reminder of the inherent risks and rewards of striving to uncover the secrets of our world. The snow cruiser, with all its grandeur and its flaws, remains a stirring emblem of the eternal human desire to chart the uncharted, a mystery that still captivates our imagination and continues to inspire the next generation of explorers on their quest to unravel the unknown.